In this video, I'm going to share with you a really simple way that you can transform negative thoughts into more positive thoughts. In other words, transform what you don't want into more of what you do want. Even though this method is really quick and easy, it has the potential to really transform your life, and it's something that I've used in the past and has really worked quite well for me. But I want you to know as we start that this technique doesn't involve lying to yourself or reciting affirmations which your mind knows are not true. And it doesn't necessarily rely on any sort of magical or mystical power or any sort of secret that will somehow make things better for you without you actually doing anything. This method is actually very practical and very common sense and very straightforward. So first and foremost, why I'm bringing this up and why I think it's easy is that, if you ask someone who's angry or mad or upset, any of this kind of like new agey stuff of, oh, think positive, think about what you do want, think about what you want to create. If you're in that space, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for you to even conceptualize such things because that's just not where you're at. So that's how this technique is going to be really helpful, because it can help you regardless of wherever you're at on the spectrum. So first, what we need to do is get a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen or notepad or a Word or whatever you want to use. And we're going to start a list and write down the things which are making us mad or making us upset or things that we're unhappy about. So basically it's in some forms permission to complain, which as humans is pretty easy, and it comes so natural to us that sometimes it comes more natural than thinking positive or thinking about what we do want. So that's why we're taking this route. And why this is helpful and beneficial is precisely this. Rather than trying to ignore these things or pretend like they're not there, or say, oh, I love this but I really hate it, it's a lot easier to take the first step and actually own up and see them for what they are, and to actually accept, yeah, maybe this situation does make me happy, or yeah, maybe this quality is really irritating to me, rather than saying, oh dude, I just gotta like let it go or flow with it or be more in the now or be more enlightened. Sometimes things are annoying for reasons to get our attention, to make us make decisions and change our route. So another way we can look at this as by choosing to ignore these things or suppress them, it's kind of like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. And sure, you can do it, sure you can hold it underwater for a while, but it's going to take a lot of energy, and there's only so long that you can do it before you give up. As soon as you give up, what happens? Boom, beach ball comes up. But let's imagine you have dozens of these. It's going to take a lot of energy to keep those down and to keep those underwater. So it could be a lot easier and give us more energy to just, okay, let's see how things are the way they are, and just own up to them and accept them for what they may be. So that's our list. That's our list of things we're mad or upset or unhappy about. So the second step is to just accept where we are, as I mentioned before, but take a little bit deeper and say, okay, here I am. I'm here for a reason, and it's okay. And everything is actually impermanent and temporary and always changing. So I might be here today, but tomorrow, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, probably won't be in that same place. And that's really just a universal principle which we can pretty much count on all the time. So now that we have our list, now that we've kind of accepted where we are and seen things for what they are and kind of downloaded what's in our head onto the paper, we can take our list and go down each thing one by one and take them and turn them to their opposite. And we want to do this on a new piece of paper or a new document or a new notepad document, whatever you're using. And this is really where we can take things which are very apparent and obvious of what we don't want and help us get clarity on what we do want. And this is important for a few different reasons. Number one, this helps to focus our mind more on what we want and less on what we don't, because there's just seems to be a universal principle which says where attention goes, energy flows. Things that we focus on with our attention, we seem to get more of, in both perception and also in the physical reality. Somehow that just happens. You can say, well, why or how or this or that, the other thing, but it's kind of like, why do you eat through your mouth? It's how it is. Why does focusing on things make energy go there and make them increase? It just does. And The other benefit to this is that it's really getting honest and accepting what is, and then taking that and turning attention, rather than just dwelling and getting stuck there and saying, oh, woe is me, blah, 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 turning it more to what we'd like more of. So for example, you could say, man, I'm really tired of being sad all the time. So you could turn that and say, it's my will to feel more happy and more energetic. Or you could say, I hate my job, or my job sucks. You could take that and flip it and realize the universe is vast and abundant, which it is, regardless of whether it's not new agey, it's not any kind of anything, it's just common sense. Go take 5 seconds and look outside, and there's more there than you can ever possibly take in and digest. So for the fact of you having a job or wanting another job, really not that big of a deal in the grand cosmic scheme of things, and that's why that's there. So saying the universe is vast and abundant, and there are other opportunities for me, and I have the ability to attract those. All of those statements are true regardless of where you're at. It's not saying, I hate my job, I'm a millionaire, I hate my job, I have a BMW, I hate my job, I'm on the beach right now. No, because that just creates cognitive dissonance, because in your mind knows, oh, actually, no, that's not true. You're lying to yourself a little bit. Not that there isn't value in a time and place for those things, but for the context of what we're discussing here, it's not really going to help us. So those are just two examples of what you could do to take things that are negative and transform into things that are positive. And if you really want to take this and blast it off to a better level, a higher level, you could then go down your list and say, what can I do to make this more likely to happen? What actions can I take to make this more likely? And then for each one, write down the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things which come to mind. Could be as simple as, well, there was that book that I wanted to read, or I did want to go check out that store, or I did want to call that person, or I did want to try this or do this. Just whatever comes up, just do it. Because by you doing things and trying things, that opens doors, and things will start to happen and things will start to shift. Synchronicity will kick in, and things will definitely start to change. So in a practical daily level, what we want to do is take this new list that we have of the positive, of the affirmations of what we do want more of, and we acknowledge that we can have more of, and just read those first thing in the morning and last thing at night. Because first thing in the morning when you wake up, most people go to their cell phone or email or all of these things. And what you first do in the morning really sets the tone for the rest of your day. So if you then go to these things, these positive ideas, and plant them in your mind, that will set a different tone for your day. Then at night when you go to bed, you read them last thing before sleep. That plants all those things in your mind, and then your brain will be calculating and doing all of the things that it does while you're sleeping. And then it creates a really beneficial positive cycle of first thing in the morning, boom, last thing at night, boom. It just keeps feeding itself. So that's pretty much it. That's the exercise. It should just take really a few minutes at a time, but the rewards are well worth it. And I can tell you, for me, there's stuff that I've written on lists years ago that I just wrote, forgot about it, didn't really do anything about, and it's happened. Almost everything on the list has happened in better ways than I had previously imagined, and in ways which I never could have conceived. So the stuff works. Just do it, try it, and I think you'll really enjoy it and it'll really help you. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.